Right. So I'm back a bit quicker than I thought I was going to, but we've got these two nodes here. We've got this one. This is the bare metal install EVNG Ubuntu 16.04, and this bottom one was an old install that I had, ESXi. It was a 6.5, and I've upgraded it to 6.7 and patched it and all that, right? But I've not really touched it for a while. But I do run VM Fusion on the Mac here, and I did have some images on the Mac, so I've transferred those images to the ESXi, and on the ESXi I've configured the networking as it's shown here. So we've got the management network, which is basically how we're managing the ESXi node. So untagged network interface connected into my switch, and then there's another cable that comes out the back of the NUC that connects to the Mac Pro in the earlier video. So we've got a management network and a data network. So I've configured those as such. The management trunk should allow us to manage the EVNG node that is now running, but I've not tested that yet. So this is a bit like hope it works kind of thing. But so on the Eve node itself, let me just bring that up. Hopefully this is working. Let me just come out of here, go in there. Let's get rid of that. All right. Sorry about this. Just a little bit of setup. Okay, so on the web browser, then we've got these. This is how it's set up right now, and this is the running EVNG node. I've given it 16 gig of RAM. We can give it a bit more, but you can see the host is an ESXi host. I've given it 8 virtual CPUs. It's Linux and blah blah blah. And under the node itself, you can see that it's got 2 network interfaces. The first one, which will be Ethernet 0, is the management trunk, and network adapter 2, which should be Ethernet 1, is the data trunk, and this is the one that goes to the Mac Pro. Okay, so nothing special so far. It has the IP address 53. That's a good start. So the DHCP server is giving it 53. Let's just drop onto the DHCP server, because I don't want it to have 53. I want it to have a static address. Not static, but a reserved lease address. Let me just log in here. Must have typed that wrong. Pretty sure I typed it right. Yeah. Why is it being a clown? Log me in. Alright, so this is just a Synology that's running on my desk here. And it's an very old Synology, 2 or 14 Synology, but that's all I need. It's got lots of power, lots of great features. I find I don't have a lot of time for messing around anymore, so the easier the better. So this is the EVNG that's running on the ESXi. I'm very pleased things seem to be working. Let me edit this. We'll give it a static IP. What should we give it? We'll give it 23, 24, or 25, 24. Okay, 24. And we'll OK that. I'll just give it a quick reload so it gets the 24 IP address. Let me reboot this. Reset. I think that's probably. I don't want to corrupt the virtual disk image. Let me see if a shutdown is a little bit more graceful. Hopefully, I shut down the VM and not the whole the ESXi. Then, there we go. Okay, great. So let's power this back on. Hopefully we should get 24. Now, I've probably got an old hyperlink from what it used to be. So let me just edit my bookmarks quickly. So 24 was the old, so it was 23, but we're using 23 for something else now, I think. Anyway, let's edit that. So this is 24. And I'll probably need, in fact, almost certainly need to license it again as well, but let's just get on it for now. So training, home lab, Oh. No, that's fine. That should connect. Yep, okay, great. So this is using the new static lease, reserved lease, sorry, from the DHCP server. Let me just accept the certificate, and let's log in. Should be out beneath. Okay, so I've not used this for a while. This used to be on my Mac here, and I've just done a. It's not a vMotion. It's just a a copy of the virtual disk to this this new ESXi. So this is all good. Let me just check the license because I'm not sure. Right, I've probably reused this one. I'm nervous because when you bring these online, it does a call home to the EVNG guys. So if it's using a similar, if it uses the same license, it basically terminates the one you're running on. So this expires 0402. This one expires 0203. I think we're all right. I think we got lucky. So let's do a new lab now. In fact, let me just pull up the network diagram. So this is what we've done so far. Let me just check I've got that showing for you. Where's the thingy? Sources. Let's drop that. Let's put that there. All right. So this is the network diagram. This is the topology we're trying to build. We did the Mac Pro. We connected all that in. We did the NUC. We connected all that in. We tested the point-to-point. That worked. We tested the internet thing. That worked. And I'm managing it, so I know the management network works. And we're just now looking at this NUC, this ESXi NUC. And this connection has been tested, but the Ethernet 1 network has not been tested. So what we do to test it, I think we'll add a switch and a router in the ESXi node, and we'll do the same in the Mac Pro, and then we can maybe run some trunking over it just to show that that works. There was something that I did do in the ESXi itself, and I'll just walk you through that, because there is something you need to do to allow trunking to work in ESXi. So when you've logged in, so I mean, you install the VMware product, and then it says like, what's the management network interface, and you give all that information, and then you can access this screen. When you access this screen, you have to create virtual switches and stuff like that. So there are two physical interfaces. I don't know why one's got using a different driver. The IGBN is what I understand is the right driver to be using, but it's using this Novell Ethernet 1000 driver for some bizarre reason on one of them. They're the same interface. I created this new virtual switch, vSwitch 1. vSwitch 0 is the existing management interface. And then so the management network is the one that I'm using to access the ESXi. Then I created a management trunk, and I bound that to the same vSwitch as the management network. But I did set the VLAN ID to 4095. This means I can send any tagged traffic across that network link if I chose to into the switch, which is great. So I can add virtual LANs across that management network into my MikroTik switch if I want to. I don't want to. VLANs on a MikroTik are not not something I would encourage anyone to jump into. It works, but it took a long time for me to get used to that. It's crazy. The data trunk is what we're interested in. This is the link between the ESXi node and the Mac Pro. So we're going to load this up with, we'll have a point-to-point link. We'll put a switch on the end of it. We'll configure some VLANs, put the router into it, put a sub-interface on the router, configure it for a .1Q, and then hopefully should be Bob's your auntie. But the key thing here is this VLAN IE 4095. This allows you to send traffic with a tag on it. If you don't do that, then I believe it only allows tagged traffic with a VLAN ID of. So if you change that to 1000, it expects a VLAN ID of 1000. If you change it to 1, I think it sends it untagged. But 4095 allows you to send tagged traffic. That's what I remember. I haven't Googled it, I don't know it for sure, but that's what I'm going with. So let's jump ahead. Where we are on the Pro. This is the Pro. I'm sure I had a little lab running. Yeah, NUC. This mouse Keeps dying. It's like it's running out of power or something. Okay, we're back. We're back on. All right, great. Let's open up this NUC lab. This is the one from before, so it's the same lab. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a node. We'll do an L2 node. So we'll just run the L2 image, and we'll start that. Let's connect an interface to an interface. All right, so this is the running router and the new switch. Save that. Let's create a new network now. So again, this is the cloud thing. Cloud 0 is the management. Cloud 1 is the point-to-point link between the Pro and the ESXi. I think that's what we did. Ethernet 1. Yep, Ethernet 1. So Cloud 1. Let's call this ESXi. So this is the link to the ESXi, and we'll connect the switch to that on gig 1. Let's start the switch, and then let's go into the ESXi. So this is the oh my goodness, the EVNG image running inside the ESXi. So this will be a nested virtualization. Obviously, you understand the ESXi has a hypervisor, and then running on that hypervisor we have EVNG, which also runs itself a hypervisor, so it's a nested hypervisor. Alright, let's create a new lab, and we'll call this one, what did I call the other ones? I called them NUC, didn't I? So let's call it NUC, not to confuse matters. And then in here we'll have another node. We'll have a switch. Where are we? Switch. And we'll have a router. This is just to prove out the trunking thing. We're going to tag it. Let's have a network interface. Again, this is Cloud 1. Is it Cloud? Yes, Cloud should be Cloud 1. Should be Cloud 1. Might need to troubleshoot that. Let me just rename that. So this is the ESXi. It's going to the Mac Pro. Let's connect that in there. Gig 00, and let's connect that there to gig 01. Let's save that. Now, when we start these, we'll have to remember about that MAC address issue that we saw in the last video. Hopefully they'll start. And if they don't, then it might be a license issue. They've not gone blue, so something's up. Oh, there we go. I don't know why it didn't start from the mouse click, but now we're starting. So let me go back to the Pro. This is the Mac then. Under the router image, we'll just configure a sub interface. So under gig 00, we'll create a sub interface. In fact, first of all, we'll shut it after. So encapsulation.1q, and then the VLAN ID 100. And we'll have an IP address. Let's have 192.168.100.1. But this is not special. We're just going to test it like this. Let's no shut the physical interface. Whoops. Gig 00, no shut. And on the switch, let's get rid of that. On the switch, we've got gig 00 and gig 01. So gig 00, whoops. Let's do a range, gig 00 to 1. Switch port mode trunk. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN 100. Whoops. Switch port trunk encapsulation. .1q. Switch port trunk. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN 100. Let's just do VLAN 100, and we'll give that a name. We'll call it ESXi. Why not? And on a switch, those ports are usually already up, so no need to fuss with that. So we're connected and we're trunking. Let's just do a show spanning tree, VLAN 100. Make sure we're forwarding. We're not forwarding just yet. Listening, learning, forwarding. All right, it's getting there. So on the other side now, so on the ESX, Different schema on this one. Anyway, VLAN 100, name ESXi. Just for consistency, give it the same name. Oops. And again, we'll do a in range gig 0, 0 to 1. We'll do switch port trunk encapsulation .1q, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 100. Not that you need to do this. I mean, we're just doing a test, but it's good to do. You know, why not? It's good to do things in a good way from the start. All right, so we're trunking over those ports, and then on the router, no, we don't want any initial configuration. Let me just check what. So it's gig 01. We'll change the MAC address so that I don't have any doubts about that reachability. Thanks. I don't know why it does that slow bit, and then once it's started, it's fine, you know. There we go. All right. So let's go into gig 0. Oh wait, sorry, I've forgotten. Gig 01. .100, and we'll do switch port trunk encapsulation. No, we won't. We'll do encapsulation .1q 100, and we'll do IP address 192.168.100.2. But what we'll do is also check that MAC address. We'll do MAC address. Oops, let me just see what the existing MAC address is. Do show MAC address. Show up. The interface is shut down. Gig 00. No gig 01, I beg your pardon. No shut. Do show interface gig 00. We'll just want to change this MAC address. This one might be okay anyway. It seems to be a higher version of the MAC address anyway. Let's see. Let's just throw it out there. 192.168.100.2 should be me, and 100.1 should be the other side. And we don't have any reachability yet, but that might be the switch, so I'm not worried just yet. Yeah, it's cool anyway for not to be working. Troubleshooting is always a good thing. Show IP in brief. Oh, we don't need to do that. That was working. I'll just check the switch. Excuse me. Let's see if we're forwarding. Show spanning tree VLAN 100. We are forwarding on both. So the traffic should be coming out of the router into the switch, into the cloud, across the wire, into this cloud, across this switch, into this router. So let me just check gig 00 and gig 01 are forwarding to VLAN 100. Show spanning tree VLAN 100. And they are. So now let's check. Oops. Let's check the router. Oh. Show IP interface brief. Okay, 00.100, 100.1. Let me just check the MAC address. Show interface gig 00. It does have a different MAC address, so burnt in address is 1. I'm concerned. VLAN ID 1. That's not. Yeah. VLAN ID 100, correct. Well, I had high hopes, and now thrown to the wind. Unless I didn't give it the right IP address. So I'm 1. This guy should be 2. And he is 2. Oh, well, that's a shame. So what did I do wrong? I'm fairly sure the network interface is correct. Might be the cable. What to try first? I mean, it could be ESXi, it could be this thing. Let's try it without the let's try it without the trunk. Let's try it without the trunk. So on the native interface, oh wait, did I choose gig 01? Yeah, gig 01 is correct. Okay, gig 01. Let's just put 192.168. Let's have 10.2. So we'll just run it without any tagging. And on this side, we'll go into gig 000. Yeah. And we'll do the same. 10. What was that one? 2, 1. Let's just try and ping 10.2. So this is without any tagging, and that also dies. So it's something with either the cable, or I've got the interface wrong, or I've got the cloud wrong. It's one of those things. I don't think we've got a problem with the node configuration. So where to start? Let's just make sure that all the cables are connected correctly, and I've got the right interfaces on this thing. Let me edit this. So this is the virtual machine. So network adapter 2 is the data trunk. That's correct. And the data trunk is using VMNIC1, which I believe is the one that's connected to the Mac. So let's pull the cable and see if that goes down. Link down. Okay, great. So that is correct. Let's see if it comes back up. Oh, still down. Oh, you know what it might be? There's something about negotiation that gets all screwy on this thing as well. Let's try that. Link speed. Alright. It's worth looking anyway. So all I did was hard set the link speed. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't think the other side will negotiate, which means that there'll be a duplex issue. But let's just see if that resolved the reachability issue. And that's a no. We'll have to set both sides to be disabled auto negotiate. Let's go back in here. So auto negotiate link speed. Link speed says working. The uplink does seem to be active, and in the device itself, I think we already went in here. Those are connected, so that's probably as good as that gets. Let's go onto the Mac now. So on the Mac itself, on Ethernet 1, we have a state up situation, and it has negotiated gig, probably not duplex. Let me check the clouds. All right. Cloud 1, correct. Cloud 2, correct. Cloud 1, correct. This is an awkward. You know what I'll do? I'll just I'll open this out to a /24, and then I've got point-to-point reachability. So let's go into here. Let's create a VLAN 100 IP address. What did we say it was? It's 100, right? So this, let's make the switch 254. No, we won't. We'll make this. Yeah, we'll make the switch 253. Let's make the router 254. All right. So int gig 01. Let's take the IP address off there. Gig 01 100. 192.168.100.254. Let's try and ping the switch 253. Oh well, come on! If I can't even ping the switch, that's not a great start. Oh, maybe I didn't do a no shot on the SI. That's probably what that will be. Yeah, that was what it was. All right, so let's do a ping from the switch then. 192.168.100.254. That's the router. That's good. Let's go over to the Mac Pro. Let's do the same. So on the switch, we'll create a VSI. 192.168 to 102. Yeah, let's do 2 on this one. Put it in the /24. Let's do a no shot. And then on the router, we'll do a no IP address. Where are we? Is it gig 0? Yeah, gig 00. Dot 100 IP address 192.168.100.1, and we'll do a ping to the local switch, and that's fine. Let's see if we can ping the other switch, and we cannot. So it's definitely a point-to-point issue. And you know, it could be that trunking thing, but I thought I got that nailed. Let me just check. Promiscuous mode is enabled. I don't think we need any of these things. Link teaming is, I mean, we don't need that. And there's only one cable anyway. I mean, it says the port's up, so doesn't get any better than that, really. Failed to save. Don't know why. Even without the tagging, it should have resulted in a ping on the native interface. So let's go back to here. Is it even resolving any? It is resolving. Ah, no, those are the old addresses. Let me just check the max on the on this one. Show up 8064. That's an interesting one. I wonder why it came up with that. This is annoying. Show up. What I might do is just tear that down. Connect the router directly. Not that it matters. That should make absolutely no difference whatsoever. Just in case, but it shouldn't make any difference. And then let's do a ping 192.168.100.1. Going to the other side. Oh. Alright, so there was something wrong with that switch configuration. That's working fine now. So we're running a ping tagged across this interface. I don't know why that wouldn't have worked. Let's connect that in. You can connect multiple things to the cloud. Let's do it from there. Let's connect to the switch. Stop. Night won't let me. Night won't let me open the virtual terminal. Oh, there we go. All right. So on the switch itself, we have that IP address 100.253. We can ping 192.168.100.253. That's myself. I should be able to ping the router, which is connected to the cloud, but I cannot, which I can. All right, great. And can I ping the other side? I cannot. So again, this might be a Mac thing. This might be a Mac thing. I wonder if the MAC address of the switch. Yeah, I bet that's the same. Where's the switch? Yeah, so I've got the same MAC address. That's what that is. That's what that is. All right, cool. I mean, that's great. So we've got the Mac Pro, and we have. In fact, let's pull up the drawing. Where are we? Where are we? This one. Okay. So now we have the full build. I'm glad we got that out of the way because it would have been horrible to drag on another day. We've got the Mac Pro, and let me get my camera. So we've got the Mac Pro, and let me see what you can see. We've got this cable, this Thunderbolt to Ethernet cable, connected to, where are we? Ethernet 2. This is Ethernet 2 connected to the new NUC bare metal Ubuntu install with EVNG Pro. This one is Ethernet 1 connected to the ESXi Ethernet 1 interface, and this is Ethernet 0 connected to my MikroTik switch. And on the two ESXi nodes, on the two NUC nodes, we have this bottom ESXi, the top, which was the bare metal we installed yesterday. In the back of here we have Ethernet 0 connected to the MikroTik, Ethernet 1 connected to the Mac Pro, Ethernet 0 connected to the MikroTik, Ethernet 1 connected to the Mac Pro, and this USB Ethernet interface also connected to the Mac Pro. In fact, this is Ethernet 2, sorry, this is connected to the Mac Pro. So this is the Ethernet 2 connected to the Mac Pro. Ethernet 1 is also connected to the MikroTik. The MikroTik down here is just operating as a layer 2 switch with no configuration, just a flat switch, except for the Internet IP, which we went through yesterday. That's the one with the documentation IP address, and nothing special there. Just helps me to think things through like it's a real internet router device, and also it can simulate BGP tables, and that can inject things and make it look a little bit more useful. Okay, I think that's it for today. I think the next videos we'll do building out these labs. Now that I've tested the point-to-points working, the trunking's working, the ESXi nodes built, the EVNG nodes are both running bare metal on those two devices. I think there's everything just is where it should be. I'll probably just tidy up some configuration, save it, and then we can start building out some multi-device labs. Thanks for your patience, everybody. I'm glad we got there today. Really, it's a relief. And good luck to you all, and speak soon.